I've always been very curious. I've always wanted to create and build things, mostly to give people value. So that was my primary motivation.
How do you win a piece of market?
I can see huge opportunity for them with AI as well to create digital products that are global by definition, and they can sell them whenever they want.
What can we find on easy tools that maybe some of your competitors don't have?
For the first year, I was miserable with it. So we were building product, but I was trying to sell it. I was trying, I was also in research mode. I was talking to a lot of creators, and basically no one was interested for a year.
How did you go and find these first clients? Was it cold outreach? Did you do some meetings? How was that?
We want a person who he's on your landing page or somewhere else. He clicks the link in your bio because you somehow convinced them to buy with a story or whatever. He lands on the checkout, and then my goal is to convert him as soon as possible without any distractions.
Welcome everybody to the new episode of the Founder's Gambit. Today's guest built a SaaS because the checkout experience on his own digital products was so bad he couldn't take it anymore. Greg is the founder of easy.tools, or as he says, Shopify for creators. And he spent years obsessing over conversions, payments, and what actually makes creators money. So we're going tactical today. Greg, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Gabriel. It's great to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, I appreciate you joining me here. To kind of start off, can you give us a quick version of who you are and what is easy.tools?
Sure. My name is Greg, and I've been running different internet businesses, ventures for almost 20 years now. And I started pretty early with education, and I started with selling info products. Then I ran some different companies, SaaS. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm more focused on design, but I also know how to code, which is not relevant anymore. But basically, what I do is I run a business. I run some startups. I create easy.tools, which is a platform for creators to sell digital products, to do it efficiently. The core of the platform is the checkout. So basically, you create your product, but from there you can create also a landing page, email campaigns, and we kind of build an all-in-one solution for creators because we, like you said, we haven't seen anything that would fit our needs. We constantly had problems with payment providers, with selling, and I know that it's really, really important for creators to have everything running smoothly. So that's how we ended up building the software ourselves, first for us, and then after a few years, actually, we've been building Easy for 4 years now. We have a lot of creators, over 1,000 creators. We have over 200 million processed with over 1 million transactions on easy.tools. So it's getting the traction. It's actually working pretty well, and I'm happy to run it. It's quite an adventure.
Yeah, this sounds amazing. Let's go maybe before we dive deeper into easy.tools and how you kind of started it. Let's go back a bit, your business run. You mentioned you are running other businesses as well currently, but also previously you had some amazing ventures. Can you speak more to that?
Sure. Yeah. So I've always been very curious. I've always wanted to create and build things, mostly to give people value. So that was my primary motivation. But I tried a lot of different things in IT. I'm super interested in computer stuff since I was a teenager. And I started programming. My first company was delivering info products. And actually, it still exists. It's one of the biggest educational platforms for Polish people to learn technology. It's called edweb.pl and has over 1,000 hours of video content on technology, also AI right now. And I've been in education throughout all my life. I think it's very rewarding. It's great. It's just a really great thing to do. But also when you want to educate people, you need to kind of know what you are talking about. So that's why I constantly, learn and also create businesses, launch new projects, learn new languages, and work with AI very early on. So that's, this kind of it's for my curiosity, but it also helped me to kind of tell people stuff that is really worthwhile and give them value. I had a software house, so I once in a while I hired a lot of people. And I also built some spin-offs for education content. So I always thought that online education is the best education in the world. However, no one
Agreed.
yet figured it out, yeah, how to do it well. So I was trying to iterate. I was building different iterations of the platform. So we were very early with all the like boot camps and now cohort courses. Now we have a spin-off from this education company that's called Brave, and with Brave we do cohort courses for developers. There are pretty massive courses. So now one cohort is almost 10,000 people that we run. So it's very, very big, and it's also only in Poland. And this year we want to export it globally. So I'm very close to education. I'm very close to new technologies, which I love. And I also like have quite a few different ventures, but I mostly focus on easy.tools nowadays to kind of bring it globally and to help creators, because I can see like huge opportunity for them with AI as well to create digital products that are global by definition, and they can sell them, whenever they want. We started from Poland because I have quite a following there and a bit of a launchpad. So if I might suggest that, if you are like, if you know the local market, you can start from there. And we built easy.tools so that it's global from day one. But we basically had some audience that we can just use to spin this off, and that's how it kind of started. And then we last year we created like a version for global, with global taxes for global creators, and we also wanted to help those creators to scale globally from their local markets, to tell them and show them how they can actually create the products or translate their products. With AI now, it's more and more opportunities for creators to just get out of their market and sell globally. So this is also what we want to do, and we are really happy to do it. It brings a lot of value.
Yeah, this is an amazing story. You mentioned something really cool there. Like you said, you want to help people, right? That's the kind of core. Is there a mission behind that? And do you think that kind of mission is important, to have a goal that's maybe not only, hey, we need to grow, we need to do this financially, but also having something larger than that, moving you forward, pushing you?
Yeah, you can always, you can always grow bigger. There will be always bigger fish than you in the sea. There will be always something that's slightly better, slightly different, and that's just not the competition that is worthwhile. I think, because growth is and sometimes it's also like it's not benefiting quality at some point. If you do growth at all costs, well, basically you are kind of sacrificing quality. And I was always about quality because I really believe that this is the thing that brings people value. And actually, I think that was my main goal: not money, not growth, not things that are connected to like very popular in startup world. But I really focused on bringing this to people. I really like doing this locally as well, because I get a lot of rewards with just this approach. Because if you're doing things globally, you just usually you don't see your customers that much. You don't get to meet them. And doing this locally allowed me to, go to all of the conferences, and all the people were like, talking to me, having fives. They were great people. Some of them built some great businesses on top of the education that I provided. And it's very, very rewarding. So this was always like driving myself. And I think that that it's really a valid thing to be driven by, because then you kind of like it people give this back to you, and you can always count on someone to help you with some ventures, or you can always count for someone to work for you, because you kind of like share the knowledge. You are very open. You build in public. You try to give value.
Provide value.
Kind of like compete, So yeah, this helped me a lot in terms of my self-esteem as well, because I must admit I'm also a bit driven by this. So when someone praises me a little that he gets the value from what I built, it's really the best feeling you can get to drive you and to just build more things. But also it makes things easier if you constantly share knowledge, and you constantly kind of like want to help people because they later on they want to help you. And also, if you, for example, if you're hiring, that's something that you do and you help with as well. You know that super important thing in hiring is kind of the alignment of the values for people who have to get along with who they work with. And I think that this is like really, really profound, that when you put yourself out there, you explain how you work, what you do, you give people some value, then immediately it becomes a magnet for people who want to work with you and kind of like share the same values. So funny thing is, I never had to run a recruitment process for myself and my companies, because most of the time people were coming, and I wanted to kind of like experiment and work with them, and they knew how I work, they knew the values behind it, they knew that we work async, they knew the tools. So this is really, really interesting approach, and that kind of like gives you this peace of mind as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's nice. We do the similar things with our devs, where a lot of them come from our network, because
Yeah.
for the past 8 years I've been in industry, worked with many developers alongside them, been employed to somewhere. Like it's a whole structure that kind of feeds one another, which is always nice. We'll dive deeper in that like a bit later. I want to focus on easy tools now for this part a bit. So when you say, like in my forum, you explained it as Shopify for creators, because everyone knows what Shopify is, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean in practice? Like, what can we find on easy tools that maybe some of your competitors don't have? It doesn't have to be a feature, like anything. How do you differentiate yourself from these big companies that might have some big funding behind them and stuff like that? How do you win a piece of market while being
Yeah.
relatively smaller than them?
Yeah, it's really difficult piece of software, and it's really like saturated market, which is kind of difficult to get into. This is also something that I discovered later on. I didn't realize that it will be so hard, like with the adoption. And then I realized, but it happened in Poland as well. And then when we scale globally, this happens too. So basically, I for the first year I was miserable with it. So we were building product, but I was trying to sell it. Well, sell it. I was trying, like I was also in research mode. I was talking to a lot of creators, and basically, no one was interested for like a year. And I was like, okay, this might not be the best idea. I obviously have things that you ask about, like what are the advantages, the USPs. I have plenty of that. Okay, so we have like it's for me, it's easy to understand. The checkout works great. It converts a lot better. It has more payment methods. It's great UX. It works perfectly on mobile. So that was our core product at the beginning, and it brings me it brings me to market much faster because I can iterate on products. It's like 5 minutes I can create a product. Now I'm selling it. I can link it in bio. Well, this all worked for me, but it was not super appealing to creators I spoke with. And then I realized that, yeah, well, probably this is because we are doing something pretty difficult and something new in the market. At least in Poland, there was no companies that basically, all the companies did was process payments. So all people were counting on was just get lower fees on processing payments, and they had to implement everything on their own. And we were giving them like all-in-one solution, like kind of like WooCommerce and WordPress that they did understand, but kind of not, because it's also processing payments and it's a lot more that we want to deliver. And it was like difficult to define. And when something is difficult to define, well, basically, it's difficult to explain, and people are like reluctant to try, and maybe not so happy with like changing the infrastructure that they are already on. And I understood that this happens to a lot of SaaS, that this is a trust factor as well. So you need trust, and for different SaaS that you build, the amount of trust that you need is different. For info product, you don't need much trust. Well, of course you do need trust, but if this is a course or an ebook that you buy for $10, you don't need as much trust and as you need um, to a platform that processes transactions for you, which is basically your lifeblood. Okay, this is your payment infrastructure is the most important precious thing for a creator, because it's basically brings them money. And if it's working, why do I change it? So the infrastructure SaaS is always the most difficult to sell. But then when it grows, it's always the easiest to kind of like maintain in terms of people who are not churning that much. We do have some churn, and we probably talk about it. But if you do a good product and they switch, they are really, really hard to switch to another tool later on. Not because we close them in the platform. We are actually the most open platform there is, because we are built on Stripe. So basically you have Stripe underneath, so you connect your Stripe account and then it processes payments. It's the best backend for processing payments in the world. So we are the best front end and they are the best backend. This is how it works. So if you want to resign, you can, easily choose anything from Stripe checkout to like 1,000 different integrations with Stripe. But yeah, the beginnings was it was really difficult, and I understood this like a year later when I was knocking many doors. No one was answering. I heard no many times. I'm like, yeah, this is how it should go, but maybe it should be a bit easier. But then after a year, people started coming, and they were like, Greg, now I'm in the mood. Like I'm in the process of like creating a new campaign, or I think that now is the time to maybe look for another platform, another solution. And I also understood that, it's one is the trust, but the second thing is the right moment. Okay, if you try to pitch someone to like, okay, Gabriel, let's move all your payments and everything today to a new platform. Okay, you are simply not interested because you have different things on mind. You have podcasts scheduled. So I understood that this needs time, and during this time, like a year, people need to have kind of like a confirmation that this is a good direction. So they need to see us somewhere, right? On conferences, like we need to buy some ads so that they kind of like know that we exist all the time. And then when they are ready, they're like, well, maybe I'll reach out to easy.tools. So this is really a trust game with the product. It's a difficult product to build because like you mentioned, we have quite a few things running there. What's easy.tools? Well, basically the core is the checkout, which is also not super easy to understand because normally, like historically, it was a mailing list for people and for creators. So they first build their mailing list, and then they tried to kind of like sell some info products or products to this mailing list. So that was originally that, but we kind of flipped it and we put it upside down, and we say, no, start with the product. Okay. Once you have the product, build a list, build an interest around it, because it's much more efficient than basically building a list of people that are kind of like the same interest, but they are not connected to any particular product that you want to sell, and then trying to sell it. So basically you first build products. And then we have tools like landing pages, like storefront that you can easily create with all of your products, like email campaigns that you can send to those people. And by the way, like it all connects together. So to give you like a glimpse of what is the USP, what's kind of like what's better than the other platforms, if you say what's better than Shopify. So this is built for creators. And for example, like the thing that everything is connected. So if you send a campaign, the data is already there. You have the CRM, the data from the checkout. So you create a campaign and you say, okay, I want to send a email campaign to people who bought product X but didn't buy product Y, and the data is already there, right? And then you send this campaign, and then if you schedule it, it will automatically, it will know that in a week who has the subscription, who doesn't. You don't have to like
manually.
bring all those lists, like those connections, integrations. And on top of that, one of the key metrics is how much this email sold you, like how much this email earned for you, because it's natural for us. Okay, this is one ecosystem. So you put the link to your landing page or to the checkout in the email, so we can easily track how much products you sold from this particular email. And funny thing is, no email marketing tool has it. Like you can do it in a way, but you have to stitch together some integrations. Never works, So this is very natural. And this is like a big shift because you look at those emails, it's very easy to send them. You have all the lists in place. They are always up to date. And then on top of that, you get a feedback, not about like open rate and click rate, but well, you get that as well. But you get the most important thing, which is basically, okay, how many products sold from this particular email, and this is how you learn. Okay, so now I need to send more emails like this because it sells more than the previous one. And this is what I discovered. It's really cool, like really interesting. So our USP is that the infrastructure works together. So, for example, we have testimonial tools because we know that testimonials are great for conversion rates, right? So why don't we put testimonials in the checkout, okay? Because in the checkout, when you have testimonials in the checkout, like handpicked, but basically the best testimonials you can get, then you ultimately have like 7 or 8% more conversion rate in the checkout. So we have it. But the same testimonials, you can plug them into an email, you can plug them into a website. They are automatically collected where your product is being sold because our platform, just takes care about all of this. So you have everything in one place. So yeah, long story short, it's a difficult product to build. It's a difficult product to sell. But when it clicks, people immediately start get a lot of value from there. And before Easy Tools, they had to stitch it all together. Like, they run on Shopify, which is not fit for a great fit for creators. It's for physical products. It's just not the platform that was meant to be. It's just like it's similar to people doing all those sorts of things with WordPress. Whereas WordPress is like meant for blogging. Basically, it's a blogging platform. This is how it was created. And everyone wants to kind of like do very different things with WordPress. Well, it works, but it's not working as it should. That's what I'm saying. So we really wanted to create a platform that from the beginning it works as it should, and it kind of like let people create and sell more products, not focus too much about like the hassle of connecting things, paying a lot for individual products instead of all-in-one suite that they can get from Easy Tools.
It just simplifies the process for creators, whole thing from start to the end, and gives them all these different tools all in one, and not have them having to go around and find good things. This is perfect. Yeah. And I mentioned like
funny comment. It might be interesting because we when we started doing that, well, ChatGPT like was starting out as well. So I was like chatting to ChatGPT, and I'm like, hey, I want to build this product, like all in one for creators, like landing pages, emails and stuff. And Chat was like, don't do it, bro. It's like, no, it's a terrible idea. It's like, it's the worst idea you could have. It's basically impossible to build. There is a lot of competition. There's specialized in, you have Squarespace, you have Wix, you have Webflow, you have Framer,
Yeah, and they're huge.
Yeah, they're huge. Then you have MailChimp. Then you have, so you want to compete with all of them, but build one thing. It's impossible. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, I still want to do it. I don't know why, because I feel that I need it myself, as a creator. I need it. I kind of like, I don't accept that I need to compromise that much, that I need to kind of like, spend so much time building and stitching these things together. And it's getting expensive, all those tools, they specialize. But the problem is, because they specialize, they over, tens of years, and they, like you said, they are well funded. So over the course of the years, well, they basically were specializing in one thing. So they built so many features that it's pretty hard to use those tools. And also, when you use them, you kind of feel sometimes that you are not using even like 1% of the potential of this tool, but you have to pay for all they have, right? And you have to pay back to their investors as well. And that's basically getting a lot of features that are not easy to use, and also that you don't need them, but also expensive. So I thought, yeah, let's maybe make it really easy
simpler
for creators to start. Simple, like you don't need so many features. You just need something that works. And we obsess about what works. So we constantly A/B test. We check a lot. We kind of like we want to feel that when creator onboards into Easy Tools, he feels like he has his own like checkout and conversion optimization team that works for him under the hood. And this is in fact true.
This is amazing. I want to go to one thing you said, and that first year was really tough to find potential customers that might use your SaaS because you were missing trust, right? They didn't know what you actually are, how can you help them, and even if they knew, maybe it wasn't the right timing. And for founders who just started their SaaS in whatever industry it is, how did you go and find these first clients? Was it cold outreach? Did you do some meetings? Like, how was that?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple, but not easy. It's pretty simple method. You basically reach out and you speak to all those creators. You like have genuine interest in what they do and check what they do. It's not like a mass cold email or whatever. You do things that don't scale, and funny, we still do it even though we have like over 1,000 creators on the platform. We still do it. We like if you have 1,000 creators, still it's not like that huge deal to outreach every one individual creator that you want to onboard, or maybe you want to talk about his problems. Maybe not onboard, but simply give advice. So how I started, I started with giving advice. So I reached out to creators, and I knew what they were doing, and I offered them that I will create like a 10-minute video of their checkout process, and I will tell them exactly what they need to improve. I didn't talk about easy at all. Okay, so basically, like a friendly offer to give you feedback on your process, because I do believe that you can earn a lot more by just improving this one or two metrics, or these two things. Because, like, the conversion rates in internet is like, I don't know, 1.5%. It means 1.5 people out of 100, if you can cut people in half, they buy from you from visiting your website. But then you also have the conversion rate in the checkout. So they go to the checkout. They're pretty like, they're pretty far, you might say, in this conversion funnel, because they're already in your checkout, willing to probably purchase. So do you know? Yeah, quiz. Do you know what is a average checkout conversion? So from people who visit the
We
checkout,
actually get,
then to finish the transaction.
I'm not sure what would that be.
What's your call? Yeah, just give it a
I don't
rough
know. Like,
estimate.
if they're already on the checkout page, I would say, I don't know, 30%.
Yeah, it's less than that. It's between 15
Less.
and 20%, but
Oh my God.
30% it's a good call. But actually, it's a funny thing that really not a few creators or even like e-commerce measures it. And I don't know why, because this is like the
The
work,
main, yeah.
this is the main thing, right? You should measure that, and you should obsess to improve this metric, because if they are willing to buy, they're on the checkout. Come on, how can it be like 15% or
Insane.
20%? It's insane. It's so the average for easy is way over 40, and usually we have like 60% conversion rates
Wow.
in our checkouts. And this is simply because we kind of like, we have few simple things that you can improve, and this works immediately. And the creators that I outreached, so I probably outreached like 1,000 creators, maybe 100 of them or maybe 200 of them replied back that, okay, send out the video. So I recorded the videos. I recorded like probably like 500 videos overall over the course of the first year. They were pretty similar because all of them were using same things like WooCommerce. So, but I still had to record it like a Loom video on me clicking on their checkout and showing them what they can improve. And that's it. I didn't do anything else. I didn't pitch my product. I didn't do like anything. I just sent them the video. In the email, I said that, yes, we are working on a product that might include all of this things that I mentioned in the video, but that's it, nothing else. And they, like, most of them were like, yeah, thanks, okay, wow, okay, thank you. They were kind of like, I don't think they believed in that whether of this would help.
Yeah, because it
You
sounds insane. Yeah, go
yeah,
from 15 to 60% with just changing two
yeah,
things. But it's like,
yeah.
yeah,
But it does exactly that. But they were like, some of those people were like, oh, if they want to buy, they will buy. Well, that's simply not true. That's simply like that's missing the point, because they won't buy if it crashes. They won't even buy if it loads for more than 4 seconds on mobile on average. Most people will drop your checkout when it loads for more than 4 seconds on mobile. Most people will drop your checkout. And the funny thing is that a lot of this checkout drops is silent. They won't, reach out to you and say, "Oh, something is not working." And
yeah, you
many
don't
times
get any
something is not
feedback.
working. Many times something is not working. So, for example, like if you use a payment processor that redirects your customers like 14 or 15 times in the checkout process, and this is normal, by the way. So you press the checkout button, and then you have like 14, 15 redirects to different like payment, this link, that link. So it loads forever, but this can go wrong 10 times in the meantime before someone clicks pay, and before the transaction is finished, or he gets redirected to his payment gateway. So this is little things, okay? And I outlined this to them, but they were like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know that I have this problem, because people live in silence. They live in silence." And what creators were trying to do, they were trying to funnel more and more traffic to their website. They were buying paid ads, just like every like course and every playbook that you buy, that you have on growth, on marketing for creators. It's all about top of the funnel. It's or 90% is about top of the funnel. So basically, how to get customers? How do I get those people to visit my website? But that's not the point, because a lot
Yeah,
of
if
people
no
will
one
visit the
buys.
website, but then only one person out of 100 will convert if your website sucks in terms of copy and stuff, and then only 20% of this 1% will at the end finish the transaction because of the checkout and of the process that you have. And also, if you get their trust in the checkout process, so if the checkout process is like full of, it loads, so the checkout loads fast, it has all the payment methods they need, it doesn't redirect too much, they can clearly see that it's working. When they click, it works, it loads in an instant, it processes the transaction, it gives them all the feedback on their way, it doesn't have unnecessary fields. We have a lot of study about all the fields in the checkout. So if you have more than 4, then every next checkout field decreases your conversion by on average 4%. So basically,
Wow.
every fifth and sixth and seventh. So many times creators were demanding that people give them their home address while buying an ebook. Okay, like why?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's 4 extra fields that will sum up to lowering your conversion rate up to 20% in this checkout, because especially on mobile, with their fat fingers, they constantly, they don't want to do it. So what we did, for example, in easy.tools, we have plenty of mechanisms that basically rule out all of the fields. We try to get rid of all of the fields. So when someone bought from us in the past, and he didn't necessarily need to buy from you, he bought from one of our creators, and we have almost 1 million people who bought something from our creators. When they go to the checkout at your page, they are automatically checking out one click, because everything is filled, and we even save their payment details. So it's like Amazon, okay? It's also funny because Amazon had a patent for it for 20 years for one-click checkout. and
Wow.
and it's yeah, and it expired in 2019 or 2020 or something like that. So it wasn't even you couldn't even legally like do it. You could be sued by Amazon probably by doing this one-click checkout. And this is what bring them like so many customers. You just click, paid, okay, it's done, purchase done. So this is what we do. So you basically benefit from all of the easy network, because people, when someone bought from us, he has the account, he has the payment method connected and stuff like that. So he checks out one click with you. And even if he's a new customer, we have like a default Apple Pay and Google Pay, and we get the data from those payment methods. So no one is even thinking about this, that you should kind of like, if you have Apple Pay, you can get some data from Apple Pay, right? They don't have to constantly put the
IPT.
data in. So this is what we do, and we have like a lot of different mechanisms in the checkout that enables that and kind of like makes the transaction smooth, so that we can get to this 50 or 60% holy grail of conversion in the checkout, while people are still feeding their top of the funnel, spending money on ads, spending money on like all of the not important things, but
Yeah, let's convert some.
yeah, let's convert the people. And they don't even measure. What I ask you is, no one knows it. Like, what's the conversion rate in your checkout? I don't know.
Yeah, like 15% is insane. Like, this is
Yeah.
so fascinating. Like, people who are ready, like they already made the decision and
Yeah.
still fall through, right? This
Yeah.
is insane. And
Because so many things break, so many things break in the checkout. And now, well, globally, if you use like Shopify is great. They have this works flawless. But in Poland, in many places where there is still like some local payment methods that you want to use, it still doesn't work that great. And if it doesn't work that great, well, people they don't retry, because the dog just pooped on the floor or whatever. There's something in Netflix. They are distracted and they don't care.
yeah, they don't even know how much is that hurting them, right? They just,
Yes.
yeah. And like, I know you now laid down the plan, but if you can summarize this, like if you can walk us through a short message, like what is a high converting checkout? So how does a high converting checkout actually looks like? Like a short few steps. What do you need to have and what do you need to remove to have that?
Yeah, you need to remove all the friction. So most of the checkouts, they have all the navigation of the website and the footer and stuff like this. So whatever is like not helping in converting, it's destroying the conversion rates. So just remove all the distraction, and that's the first thing. The second thing is basically, have all the payment methods that you can have, and also customize them so that they are uh, fit for the person who's visiting you. So if they're visiting from Poland, we have like 60% transaction in Poland by driven by one payment method. So you need this payment method in your checkout, and you need to give it to the customers so that they can see it when they go from Poland. When you have to suggest this payment method. So that's the big thing. You have to reduce the number of fields like drastically. Usually you don't need anything else than an email, right, for a digital product. So get rid of all the fields. Also, you have to make your checkout has to load instantly, and it doesn't have to redirect like so many times to different gateways and stuff like this. So it has to work perfectly on mobile. Okay, it has to autocomplete. So, for example, if someone wants company invoice, what we do, he gives the ID. There's only one field, right? For if you want to receive a company invoice, well, on the invoice you have like 7 fields or something like that, because you have the full address, the name of the company, and the tax ID and stuff like this. So we only get the tax ID, and then we have all the systems that will get all the information and just load it into the checkout. Of course, someone can edit it if he wants a different way. But basically, this is only one field, and then automatically the data from the tax ID is distributed to we get the address and stuff like this. So remove the unnecessary fields. And then make it native, make it really fast, make it and also like checkout is one thing, but then what you can do on the thank you page, for example, and later with product delivery, well, it's basically where you get loyalty and where you get satisfied customers. Thank you page is the most underrated page on the whole internet. And most of the creators, and e-commerce and stuff like that, they just like, okay, thank you for your order. This is the summary. This is so wrong. Like, someone just open their wallet. He gave you money. Okay, he bought your product, and now on the thank you page you have all of his attention, because he reads everything what's on this page. This is the most important page because he wants the product, right? He wants to get what he bought, and this is super important. And on this page, you can you can sign him up for an email. You can upsell him. You can give him something for free. You can over deliver. You can do so many things on the thank you page. That's basically a part of the checkout experience. But then again, no one cares because they say, yeah, they already bought. So just let's deliver the product. Okay, that's it. No, it's not
I'm
it. This is how you
smiling.
build. Mhm.
I'm smiling because it makes so much sense, but I've never heard someone explain it that way because like
Yeah,
I can imagine I buy a lot of things or on the internet and every time just thanks for your order. This is what you bought. Goodbye. And this
yes.
just makes sense. Yeah.
Or even worse, they try to like, if you want to get it now you have to create like a WordPress account or something like this.
Oh
And that
yeah.
what? I'm confused. Now wait for an email and it never comes. So this is where it's like, damn, I want, they will hesitate every next time they want to buy something from you. They will hesitate. And this is something that, again, it's really hard to measure. There is no metrics, there is no analytics for that, okay? Because it's just like little things that make it snappy. And what we do, for example, in Easy, when you buy a product, you click buy. When this product is connected to a digital download or, for example, a course, because we also have a course platform, so you can put the lessons, you can put the videos, basically create your course, right? And then you connect this course to the checkout, so you have the paywall. And when someone checks out, we immediately put them in the course experience, like
Okay.
one click buy, and then you're in the course experience. There is no like, here is your invoice, here is the thank you. Now you just go to the email, create an account, nothing like that. You land directly in the course experience. And we do a lot of things under the hood to create an account, to log this user, to save the cookie, like so that he's always logged in and stuff like that. But basically, no one does it. It's just one click and he's in the course experience. This is what you bought. Okay, now enjoy it. And people are like, whoa, it's like, now how do I get this product? No, you're in the product. Oh my God. Okay, so this is interesting because then it builds a special bond, a special relation with this creator and with people trusting your process. So I will be happy to buy from you some other things, even immediately, probably, because I get them so quick. I get the value from it without an effort, and you're just great. You rock. Okay, I love it. It's like buying from Shopify. I love buying from Shopify because I get my things delivered. I have the app, one click, and everything is basically filled. So I'm happy to buy more when I see
It helps with
Shop.
trust,
The
right?
trust, yeah, trust to the process, trust not to the creator, but to the process that he put in, so that people are satisfied, and they don't, there's no friction between them and getting the product. And then the next thing that you do is you deliver a lot of different products, because why not? So, like, usually creators like focus on one product or two products, and they try to, like, do a huge launch campaign that they build them in a basement for a year or stuff like this. This is the wrong way. This is the wrong approach. What you do is you build a lot of different products. You price them differently because your audience is like might be price sensitive, but you also might have some true fans that will spend a bit more. So basically, you need like the whole price range of different products. You need to structure it well so that people can, like, step by step buy different things from you and kind of like get more value from it. And then you have to experiment a lot. So this is what Easy Tools is about. It's very easy to create the next product, to do cross sells, upsells, funnels. Everything is so it kind of encourages to experiment, to build a lot of value to for your audience, and it moves away all of the distraction, all of the complicated things, connecting this, spending hours on integrations, international taxes, all of the headache. This is solved. Invoices, this is solved. Okay, you just focus on what you do best, so deliver value and build your audience, because this is important. Like, but that's basically equal. That's the same thing. Building audience and delivering value is basically equal.
I love how all these things that you're mentioning, they seemingly look easy, not that important, and there are small things, right? But they're the small things that move the needle and just help your
Correct.
conversions.
Yeah, they all
What
add up.
what are your thoughts on like upsells, order bumps, cross sells? Like what actually works from this and what's just annoying and destroying your checkout process?
Yes. Yeah. So our also our aim is also to act ethically in the checkout process, to kind of like not annoy people with things that they don't necessarily need. So we don't encourage this kind of like, you know, we don't really encourage this kind of things. And I truly believe that it's better to have someone convert in your checkout than getting him distracted with all of the different offers and proposals that you want to give in the checkout and later. So basically, we don't even have upsells like most checkouts have in the checkout process. We want person who kind of like he's on your landing page or somewhere else. He clicks the link in your bio because you somehow convinced them to buy with a story or whatever. He lands on the checkout, and then my aim, my goal is to convert him as soon as possible without any distractions. So many people would put a lot of like different upsells, and we do have variants for products, so they can choose from like maybe cheaper or more expensive, or maybe they in one product you can have one-time purchase but also a subscription that can be a bit slightly cheaper, but then they enroll into subscription. So it's a good way to have these things in place because it addresses a lot of different needs that people have. Someone wants to buy one time, someone wants to enroll in subscription, someone can pay a bit more because he's your true fan and stuff like that. So this is what we do with variants. But then really on the checkout page, I really want people to check out as fast as possible, okay? Because if they have too much hesitation, if they have, and the hesitation is decision fatigue. So even if you're upselling like an order bump in the checkout, maybe this ebook, okay, no, maybe this, no, it's still like decisions someone has to make in the process. So I want the only decision to be the buy button. If someone buys from you this one item, then the thank you page, this is the place where you can
To do
upsell,
this.
when you can do this, when you can kind of like get someone interested in something else, but convert his interest into a purchase first. This is actually what Amazon does a lot as well. And they do apps, a lot of things around, but they obsessively focus on people converting for the first time. And thanks to the mechanisms that they save the payment method and stuff like that, and people can one-click checkout later on, it's even better for them, for people to check out later, because they just click, upsell, and that's super easy. But not the initial purchase, which is like a decision fatigue already. Okay, make him buy something, and then we have cross sells on the thank you page. We have like you can do a really sophisticated things on the thank you page. You can actually upsell a lot of things on this thank you page, and also we have, for example, we call it cross sell actually, and we have for example a product. You can select the product and you can say, okay, for the next 15 minutes someone can get it like 50% off or whatever. You can get
No, okay.
custom discount. And on the thank you page, that's not invasive. That's kind of like, okay, you want to opt in? Well, wow, that's a great deal. And he was interested in one of your products, so probably you can easily cross sell some other products with the discount, and you can like make this urgency, but it's not like super FOMO. It's kind of like, okay, that's a nice deal that I'm getting. And again, someone has put trust, but then you over deliver because you say, now you are my loyal customer. You already bought something. It's not that I try to upsell
Yeah.
things with the discount before you buy. No, now you bought, so you're in the club. Okay, you're my customer. So it's more natural that you upsell there.
Do you have some numbers? I'm just curious. Like, do you have some numbers of people who buy something on the checkout and go to thank you page? What's the conversion there to upsell something?
Yeah, that's a huge convert. Like that's probably that's the best that's the best numbers that you can get. It obviously depends on the products that you sell. Obviously depends on the structure of the offer. So sorry, there's a lot of moving parts. But you can some creators with this cross sell thing, they tripled the value of the checkout with
Oh my
just like
God.
offering cross sells on the thank you page in a wise way with some discounts and with a good fit for the products that they upsell. We even have you can even create you can easily create a free product on Easy Tools, and then from this free product, you can, after someone signs up, you still have this thank you page. So you
Oh, this is smart.
you can upsell things, and many people do that with like a huge success. So I gave you something for free, but now there's something that's discounted 50%, and you can buy it for $10, and they buy it. Okay, so that's very interesting take on this. I think that not many people are, like you said, no one thinks about it, but it's really something that you should put a lot of thought in when you're a creator, and it drives a lot of value. Yeah.
This is amazing. I want to touch a bit on AI. Like you mentioned that AI is becoming a founder's best friend. Like how are you personally using it day to day? How does it help you?
Yeah, I'm a very heavy user, AI user, since early ChatGPT days, even before. And also like scratching my own itch, like with Easy Tools, I've also even created an AI assistant app, Alice, that is helping me day to day. And also it was because I couldn't find anything that would solve my problems. With AI, early on I spotted with my partner Adam, we built Alice, and we early on discovered that most of the companies that I run are very like heavily automated. We had a lot of Zapier and Make automations in place that run all of the customer service and then marketing and stuff like that, finance. So we had a lot of automations, but they were constantly breaking because someone put some like wrong data. You had to have this data structure in place so that they run perfectly well. And we early on discovered that ChatGPT and other AI, other LLMs, they can talk to you, and at the end they can create this perfect structure for the automation. So I know that it's obvious right now that they can create like a great JSON structure, but to be honest, I think I was one of the first person who ever thought about like chatting to early ChatGPT and saying, okay, create JSON with this data, and it gave me a JSON structure, and I could send the JSON structure to the automation, and it was perfectly executed. So I thought, okay, this is very interesting. So now all of my partners, colleagues, employees, they can talk to a machine, and they can say, create an invoice for customer XYZ, or sign up this guy for a mailing list, or delete something. Okay, and this was not obvious in early ChatGPT days. Well, no one thought about it this way, and we from the start we kind of had this in mind, and we created Alice to do just that. So basically, that was a simple desktop app that you could chat to, like ChatGPT, and then she would format everything you say to her in a format that is accepted by our automations and send out to automations, and the automation just did the thing. So immediately we were like, okay, I'm chatting to this thing, and I'm like, okay, give me all the details about this customer from a CRM. And boom, I get all the details because she structures the JSON. She goes to Make, and Make goes to HubSpot, and HubSpot brings the information back, and then it feeds Alice. So this is how Alice came into existence, and it's almost 4 years that we are improving it like as a side project. So basically all of my employees are using Alice, and they do exactly that. They chat to an LLM, and they get actions back. We also have assistants there, which are now agents, and basically they handle all of the different tasks. So I have different assistants for Easy Tools marketing, for Easy Tools sales, for Easy Tools like a CFO I have, so basically I can chat to them, and some of them, they have access to maybe marketing assistant has access to publishing on social media. So straight from the assistant, I can say, okay, just publish it on our LinkedIn, and she does it. But the funny thing is, I can talk to CFO, and he has some linked files with my current revenue and stuff like this. So he knows all the things about the finances of Easy. So I can actually ask him to like create whatever chart I want, whatever stats I want, I can get from it. I don't use analytics anymore. We don't use like dashboards. It creates them for us. is very interesting.
Yeah, it's
So
insane. Yeah.
yeah, so in terms of like founder, and now it's like now everyone is, X is now all about Claude Bot, that he does everything for you. Well, that's how we're going to work, and that's the future of work, and it's coming. And I had the glimpse of it like 4 years ago. Since then, I've been obsessing to kind of like make this work. So yeah, I talk to AI like maybe 1,000 times a day. It's all the time as my sidekick. Alice is always open, and I always use the assistants, and also assistant, those agents, they communicate between one another. So when I talk to CFO, I can ask, okay, what would like Steve say? And Steve is my mentor, so you can you can guess what Steve. But basically, what would Steve say? And then he kind of brings Steve into the conversation. Steve scans the conversation that we had, and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe like given the values that we have, given the tone of voice that we want to have, you might polish this and that." And then he goes back to the CFO. So yeah, this is super cool. This is super cool, very interesting. Of course, speaking to it, brainstorming things is one thing, and I think that it's really useful for founders. But also executing actions and having those employees, it's also like another story, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think that's insane. And I'm like, the insane part of this is how early you were on that, right? Like 4 years ago, that's when it started, but that's when it kind of sparked. And being that early, I think that's, yeah, props to you. I think
Yeah,
you can't, like nowadays, if you're not using it, you're missing on so much. Like it doesn't make sense. It can do so many of
no, it,
these.
it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense not to use it. It's like it's careless, but it's also like you are spending so much time on things that you shouldn't, and you cannot compete, I think.
And what tasks have you handed off to AI that you never thought would be possible, like a year ago or 2 years ago? Like, is there something insane that it does that you never literally thought, this is no way it can do it?
So yeah, plenty of things. I think I'm to be honest, I'm surprised every day. Now I have an agent that basically builds websites using Lovable. Actually, like fully fledged platforms, and
Yeah.
I gave it some directions via email, basically, because I can chat to on any channel. I can chat to Alice on Telegram, on email, via email, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a desktop app as well, so I can talk in the desktop. But basically, I have an assistant that I ordered to build a marketplace for Easy. And after 2 days, it took him 2 days, because he used all of the data that he has on Easy, on our values, on what we do, on like basically I just did like a very simple brief, like a very simple prompt of what I want to achieve, how do I compare to the other things, what is my main goal. And then he was iterating, and he after 2 days he built like like a marketplace that I want to launch it tomorrow. I have no
Yeah, that's insane.
excuse not to launch it tomorrow, because everything works. All I need is products, and I need creators to get products. So I'm going to build another assistant that will outreach all of the creators, that will find niche creators with good products, and that will outreach them and get the data from them, and then put automatically the data in the CMS of this marketplace. And this will happen automatically. When I'm organizing a conference, then the assistant will research the speakers, outreach them, close them, probably now schedule also the venue, and book the hotel for them, because
Yeah.
now it's doable. Okay, so you can you can have agents that orchestrate it all, but probably the most, and this will be boring, but because the thing that I said is exciting to have it all driven on autopilot, but to be honest, like the best value you get from it is by talking to it and brainstorming ideas and having it as a sidekick, just using LLM, just using the pure power of, let's say, Opus 4.5, an amazing model. You can chat to it and you get so much perspective as a founder. It can drive your decisions in a way that you could never kind of like most surprises, they were just about chatting and getting all the ideas from it. So it might be boring because it's not like uh, automations and stuff, but to be honest, it brought a lot of execution speed to my work, and I think that's what ultimately gave the most value. But there are impressive things like this marketplace that are happening right now.
That's insane. I know you have your own little assistants, but did you try Clawbot or OpenClaw, whatever it's called right now?
Yeah. That one is running on Cloud Code actually. But yes, I did try CloudBot, and I think that now it's OpenClaw. I think it's actually it's the future. This is the glimpse of the future. It's not yet 100% there, because I had this OpenClaw running on a separate machine, on an isolated system with his own credentials and emails and GitHub account and stuff like that, because it can be prone to injections and some stuff that I wouldn't like it to happen to my like production emails and stuff like this.
Yeah,
So it's still too
early.
risky, too dangerous to put it like to your day-to-day. But still, if you give him, for example, OpenClaw is now doing research for me a lot. So I just texted from Alice or from Telegram. I just text and ask to do the research on things, on some things, and I don't have to go to Google, to Gemini, and process this, answer the questions, and accept the research. And he's doing deep research like this, and he's taking this research and he's saving it to my Google Drive. And he's also, while he's saving, he's removing all of the references. He's removing all of the clutter from this report, so that it's very like a pure report. And also, he has some context of my work, so he kind of knows how to tailor the report to the context, and downloads the MD file that he puts in the drive. And that's it. So basically, it can be easily done with few clicks, but I have to wait. I have to, and he does it for me. I can, Gemini can only do three deep research at once, but I can schedule 100, and he will do 100 overnight for me, because he will wait, then he will iterate. And at the end, he will give me the exact result of this deep research as MD files that I can use in LLM next morning, right? So this is amazing, and I think that it's a good use case for OpenClaw right now. What I would be hesitant is, giving access to some of your data, to the whole calendar, to your email, to your inbox, all of your inboxes. But actually, he has my credit card. But there is
really?
yeah, you don't have credit card, and also it's it's for a founder, it might be really, really something that's if you haven't thought about it, you can order it to buy subscriptions for you and get invoices and collect them. And also, just you can just type in Telegram, okay, just sign me up for resend or whatever, create new account, and he will create all the accounts, make the payment. It's half of the founder day was logging to different things, and now he can log you in, create different accounts. So it's very useful in this regard.
Yeah, it's insane. I installed my last week when it came out, right? And already in a couple of days, I freed up like three or 4 hours a day of my time. That now I don't have to do that because it does.
What do you use, for example? What's the...
For example, the podcast research, right?
Yeah.
I was always how I reach out to you. I manually found you on LinkedIn. I researched your story. I saw that it's a cool story. I found your email. I crafted the message, sent it out. Because I tried different approaches, like having someone else do the research. It's never good. Reply rates are low. No one cares. I have no clue about you in that case. So all that was hours of my day for podcasts and for client outreach, whatever it is. It all does it, right? It's even better than what I would do, right? And that's what broke my mind. I was like, can it really do this? Because I have tried to outsource this to other people, and it was probably my bad of not educating them well enough to them
Yeah.
executing it as well as I am, or maybe they don't care as much. I don't know. Like there is a lot of different things, and I'm like, if it can do only this thing, this saves me up like 2 or 3 hours a day
Yeah.
on all this, and it can, and it's
Yeah.
insane how well it works, and it gives me ideas and it proves it, and I'm like, what is this? Like I spend like 10 minutes on every day. It sends me X amount of podcast people and people that will reach out to get potential clients. I spent like 15 minutes just reading what it gave me, giving a green light or me removing a couple of people because they are not a fit.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like 3 hours a day saved. And it's just the
And then
beginning.
also what you can do with like the whole post-production process as well, okay? Because like from this reverse side, you can just one click upload this to OpenClaw, and he can do everything, you know, the addition of the video, then the shorts, the transcription,
Editing, yeah.
like everything, and then even schedule, you know, posts on social media and stuff like this for you. And of course, it needs iterations. It needs to come, like you need to come up with like a good process and good
Yeah,
prompts
for sure.
to kind of like have it in place. But then yeah, it's super cool, it's super exciting. It will free up so much time that you can spend on building your digital products now and selling on easy, because it's a good way to go also to have some, you know, side income, some products that you build, some value that you can create, especially that OpenClaw can build so many things for you, and there will be a lot of followers. Like it's just like we are very early. Like you said, oh, you were lucky you were there 4 years ago. Well, yeah, but it's still so early that everyone is lucky. Everyone is lucky. Like
You're not late to the
no, no,
party
no,
of
no, no,
joining.
no. In few
Yeah.
months, you're gonna have like in September, in few months, you're gonna have so many, like it will be so much better, the open claw, and the thing that the agents that work for you, that you know, this will be the moment. Probably we are still very very early.
How do you see it impacting people's jobs? Because a lot of people are afraid of losing their jobs, and rightfully so, right? This is
Yeah.
like we as developers, like I'm a developer, and I my service is providing developers, right? And like it's always a question of where do you see it fit in humans, right? How can we use it, or should we be afraid that we'll just be gone, some of these professions?
I don't have such concerns, because I people I speak to and I work with are like, they are creators, they are builders, they are makers. You know, they are open to change the technology. They are super excited about this. Everyone is like you. Wow, this is amazing! It does the research for me. So
It's insane, yeah.
like 99% of the people I speak are like super enthusiastic about it, because they can see how much it can how much value it can bring into their work. There is obviously people also like outside of IT and technology and internet, that their work will be hugely affected, and they don't even know that's coming. And I'm the last person who says that, oh, it will be fine. No, it probably won't be fine. It probably will. Like,
Yeah.
if you take a look at what ChatGPT and all the LLMs did to like translations industry, to like, well, no, there's no job anymore. Like, it's done.
It doesn't
It's
exist,
it's
yeah.
it's just done. So all you can do is basically be curious. And if you're curious, if you are like you know, if your eyes are open and you're willing to just investigate and check the new things and how it might help you, you'll be fine. And now it's the best. Like, now it's really between what people do with AI and what's possible with AI. It's such a huge gap that even if technology stops, we'll be improving for decades now, because
Yeah.
people are just like too slow to kind of like realize. But those who realize, they can feel this gap now, currently, they get so much advantage.
And
So
capitalize,
it's
yeah.
even,
That's true.
it feels like, it feels cheating. It feels like cheating, you know? And so all you need to do is just learn, you know, learn, have your mind open and your eyes open, and that's it. And for the things that for the people that are worried, or maybe I don't even think that there are still people who are like, no, this AI thing is just like, I don't believe in it. It
I don't
gonna
know
fix.
fast. Yeah.
I don't think so. There are some people like this. No, it's really a great revolution that will change a lot of things. But as all of the great revolutions, probably at the end it will create more
Yes.
job openings, more more things to do than previously. Okay, if you take electricity as an example, you know, before electricity and after electricity, do you have more work or less work? Of course,
Okay. It's
more work.
always like that.
It's always like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
All the revolutions, whenever they happen, it's always the scare, and then there are people who adapt to it quickly, capitalize, and then create a lot more opportunities for maybe people who didn't jump on so early, but still
yeah,
there is something new every day. And I think that's true. Like, I don't think we will just vanquish, but it also won't disappear. Like, it's here to stay, and you can see the scary part is how fast it's improving.
yeah,
Like, it's super fast, and every year we get a new model. Not every year, every couple of months, someone new comes in and releases something that's so much better, like Opus 4.5 now, right? It's so much better than the whole competition, and
yeah,
it's not even close. And then someone else will come with something better, and it will just keep
yeah.
improving. There is a lot of funding in this, a lot of smart people working on it. So it would be weird
It's
that it
proven. Yeah,
just,
it's proven that
yeah.
it will work like this. It's proven that for now, like for foreseeable future, if we put more energy, if we put more money in it, if we develop more compute, then it will improve. So up to what point we don't know, probably whether
Yeah.
this will be like AGI thing or whatever, but I don't think it's important at all for now. Like foreseeable future, what we can do, let's adapt to it and let's not worry about what happens in like 10 years or something like that, because we simply don't know. It's progressing too fast to even predict.
Agreed. Yeah. Greg, this was packed with value. Thanks for getting into details and giving our listeners real tactics on that they can actually use. Um, One last question for you is like, what's next for Easy Tools? What can we expect, and what are you kind of exciting about?
Yeah, I'm super excited because we now finished the whole what I had in mind like 4 years ago. So for 4 years, I think we've been just building the product. It was just like I knew that okay, we need to have courses, testimonials, we need to have email marketing, like we need to have checkout, and so this is like the most important things that creators use. We need it in place, and I feel that now we build it. Okay, so now we have the
Amazing.
the super easy version of that, and I'm really excited to put it to the market, like to put more effort in marketing, in onboarding a lot more creators and makers, builders, whatnot, to show them what we built actually, because all of the things that we did in between was just like we were so focused on product, and still we are very focused on product, but I finally feel that okay, we have the base structure that I envisioned 4 years ago, and this is what excites me. This is what, like, I'm super excited about, like getting on calls with creators and showing them, look, here's your email and this is how much you earned on this email, and like, wow, they're always, and they're like, I never
Yeah.
it's like, this is how it's possible, and this is what I'm really really excited about. And also, like, I'm really excited. The next step is more AI. We already have a lot of AI built into products, because our product was built like AI first, you might say, because it was kind of like I knew what's coming, and this is also the advantage that we have. But I'm really excited on how you can now say what kind of checkout you want to create, what product are you selling, and it will automatically create all of the elements for you. So checkout is there, landing page is ready, testimonials are ready, everything is in place.
Nice.
So this is so cool, and this already works on the easy, but we will keep iterating on it. So for example, then if you go to email campaigns, it will it will show you drafted campaigns that are already there, that we think that you should send to this and that customers because they are likely to convert, and that's already done. You just click send, like you do with OpenClaw. You just accept, and it works. So having all of this data about purchases, customers, checkout, emails. We have all of that in one place, the whole CRM and stuff like this. So now we can do like so many cool things on top of it. That's no one can does it. And that's where ChatGPT was wrong, I think, like 4 years ago, when he told me, no, don't do it. It's a terrible idea. Don't do it. Just do one thing and focus on it. I don't think so anymore, because programming is solved. Software is not difficult anymore. It's just like the infrastructure that you build is important. The interconnected parts that kind of work together, and the data that you have. This is where you win, because software is like, you can auto create a marketplace in 2 days, like just with one prompt, and it's amazing. It's crazy. So yes, I'm excited about this. I'm happy that we didn't screw this up, because we could have created another like landing page builder that will fail, and we didn't, and we kind of like invested in infrastructure. We invested a lot in the product. We were happy to work for free for long years to make it happen. And now we will try to show it to the world, more broadly.
Amazing. And if there is anything you want to plug, like where can people follow you? Where can they check out the platform? Any links?
Sure. Yeah. Just go to easy.tools. That's our main thing. You can find me also on X. I'm Greg_ROG, Greg_ROG on X. So I try to be a bit more active on X. I think that maybe this year I'll be posting a bit more. So I think those are the channels. My email is greg@easy.tools, and you can email me anywhere, anytime. I read all the emails and reply to them. So I think that's it.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks again one more time. Really appreciated the conversation. You were great, and see you.
Thank you, Gabriel, and thanks for the thoughtful questions. And I was happy to be the guest of your podcast. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Bye.
Bye.